You ever sit down to watch a movie and halfway through, you find yourself thinking, what is happening right now? That was me during the new Snow White. I started out hopeful, I really did. I mean, come on, it's Snow White, a classic. But the moment the film started, something felt off. Let's get into it. Where did the heart go? The original Snow White was all charm and warmth. She wasn't flashy or edgy, she was just genuinely good. That was her power. But in the remake, she came off cold, detached, more like a sarcastic teen than a hopeful princess. They tried so hard to make her modern and empowered that they forgot the soul of the character. She didn't feel kind. She felt annoyed to even be in the movie. And that's the thing. You can give a character strength without stripping away everything that made her lovable. Vulnerability is a strength. The remake just missed that memo. The seven, people? Remember the Seven Dwarfs? Doc, Grumpy, Dopey, the whole gang? They were quirky and adorable, and honestly, they carried a lot of the original film's charm. Well, Disney decided to replace them with 7 random people of varying heights, backgrounds, and no personalities. It felt like a rushed decision trying to avoid controversy. But instead of reimagining the dwarfs respectfully, they just wiped them away and gave us nothing in return. No connection, no character arcs, just people. Rachel Zegler's comments didn't help before the movie even came out. Rachel Zegler, who played Snow White, made headlines for some pretty controversial comments. She criticized the original film, called the prince a stalker, and made it clear she wasn't a fan of the fairy tale she was now starring in. That kind of energy translated into the performance. It didn't feel like she loved the character. And when the lead actor seems disconnected, it's hard for the audience to care. Trying too hard to be woke, Disney clearly wanted this Snow White to be a modern woman. And look, I'm all for strong female leads. But there's a way to do that without turning the story into a lecture. This Snow White wasn't inspiring. She was just smug. The original's journey from innocence to bravery was gone. She started out bossy and stayed that way. That's not growth. That's bad writing. No magic, no music, no romance. The original had music that made you hum for days. That magical feeling when the forest animals danced? Iconic. But the remake? Flat songs, zero visual wonder. And the romance? Completely hollow. It felt like they wanted to include the prince just to say he was there. But their connection had no spark, no meaning. Why even bother? It could have been amazing, that's the most frustrating part. This remake had so much potential. With the right writing and a little heart, it could have been a touching tribute and a refreshing update. But instead, it felt like it was made by people who didn't even like the story they were telling. So, is Snow White the worst Disney movie ever made? It might be. And here's the harsh truth. Disney doesn't want you to hear. We're not just talking about a remake gone wrong. We're talking about a full-blown identity crisis. A film that tossed away everything that made the original a timeless masterpiece, just to chase a modern trend. The heart? Gone. The magic? Missing. The soul of the story? Completely lost. This Snow White didn't stumble because it was different. It crashed and burned because it forgot why the original worked in the first place. It's like Disney took a legendary fairy tale, stripped it of its charm, then served it back with a lifeless script, awkward messaging, and zero emotional impact. Where's the wonder, the innocence, the joy that made generations believe in happily ever after? Instead, we got a confused tone. A lead who looked like she didn't even want to be there, and a script that felt more like a lecture than a story. This wasn't just a bad movie. This was Disney losing the plot, literally and metaphorically. And listen, if you're someone who actually cares about storytelling, if you grew up on the real Disney magic and you're sick of seeing classics butchered, this channel is for you. No fluff, no fake praise, just honest takes, real storytelling, and a space where the conversation stays raw and real. Hit that subscribe button if you're tired of watching your childhood be dragged through the mud. Let's talk about it. Let's really talk about it.